You just knew it was going to happen. We do sports betting, and there's always going to be a temptation at a high level to do something shady. And man, it is happening right now. So, two different things are going down. One, there's some fixing allegedly continuing in the NBA, but also, Scott, there was a sort of a professional poker ring that had four of the New York City crime families. And we embrace our crime families, by the way, like nothing else in New York. We love our crime families. They are the essence of New York City. But apparently they got jammed up too in a poker ring that was just high stakes and cheating all the players pretty badly. And Chauncey Billups got caught up in that. Once again, allegedly. What do you got, Scotty?
I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. Like,
No.
you've got to be kidding me. Like, Scary Terry and then
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups. I
Yeah.
mean,
Damon Jones, friends of LeBron. Yeah.
where does it
Crazy.
end? Like, it's crazy. And you know what's even funnier for me is that didn't the NCAA just yesterday literally say it's okay for our college athletes and coaches to bet on pro sports? And meanwhile, we see what's happening in pro sports with gambling.
Yeah.
And do you think they regret at all the Supreme Court in allowing sports betting to run roughshod across the world since they've loosened the rules? I mean, let's face facts. It's changed everything. And then on top of that is the fact that athletes, whether it's pro or college, are being threatened their lives when they don't perform at a certain level. Obviously, gambling and sports betting, they thought it was going to be the elixir, that it was going to make billions for everybody. The
It's made a
leagues are in
lot.
bed with all of these sports
Totally.
books. And the bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's nasty business. It's dirty business. It's ruthless, and it's changing the world. I think for the worse. And let's face facts: they never talk about losses. All people do is talk about how great they are. There's a difference for us. I mean, we own our losses. We are transparent. We know we're on
Conservative.
camera when we pick
Right.
games and we get them wrong and we lose bets. We eat it. And what I saw where I was and where I've been in terms of being in the business, everyone I know is a liar and a thief. They all brag about how great they are, how wonderful they are, how they never lose bets, and they're all full of fucking shit.
Yeah, there's no question about it, Scott. So there's two different things at work here. And obviously, you know the amount of money that is poured in from the sports books. The sports books right now are like neck and neck with beer companies in terms of supporting the machine. All right. And now these franchises just keep going up and up. But if you look at the statistical bump since gambling became legal, the valuation of these organizations has gone through the roof. And by the way, when the owners get more, in certain instances, we know this, the players get more. The NBA is one of them, Scott, 53 to 47% or give or take. That's about the split in the money. But I got to tell you, there's so much money involved. You just hit it on that. There is always going to be that element that says, let's get over on them. Let's just get over on them. Cry. It's never going to stop, bro. There's too much money involved. And by the way, Scott, here's the simplest thing in the world. Think about this. You got a little bit of a tight hamstring. You go into your trainer, right? You go, a little bit tight, a little bit tight. And you have to end, you have to get out of the game in the second quarter. It really tightened up on me. And you're under, because the over-under on points was 11,
Right.
and you have 2, right? It's the simplest thing in the world to fix. Player props are the biggest joke and the biggest problem at all. It's really hard to get a whole team to dive. But boy, you can find a player who's
Yeah,
hurting.
I think the biggest problem in sports betting, I would agree, is props. And
Yep.
I also think that it's a problem when, like, I turn on the TV and it says that, every Sunday in the NFL, it's time to, get a boost. Everybody gets a boost today. And it's just a load of shit.
Right. Here's your boost. We're going to give you an extra dollar. If you lose it, we'll give it back. You know the shit, Scott. The problem is, and you know, this is what you alluded to before. The sports books are playing the long game. While you and I bring value to what we do, on top of being transparent, is that we're always going to be conservative. We're never going to go
Right.
on tilt. Oh no, we had a bad day yesterday. Let's bet 15 games. Let's go off the rails.
We
Let's
don't
tell
do
everybody
that.
to go 2 times. We don't do it. So there you have it, bro. I mean, it's crazy.
Listen, uh, the other day we were what 8-2, and then you have a bad night. It is what it is, and the bottom line is this: we're trying to hit bets, and I'm not trying to, and never have been, get over on anybody acting like we don't lose bets. And I've always said that in the community. I've always expressed that in the community. That wake up and smell the coffee. We lose fucking bets. We have bad days. Betting
Yeah.
is dangerous business. We try to hit tons of bets, and we do. And we also have shitty days, and it is what it is. What
Yeah,
bothers me
but
the
over the
most,
long term, Scott, what we try and do is feather that, right? We try and use AI, our intelligence, our human
right?
intelligence, to feather that and come out on top, right? But we're doing it in a very conservative way. We tell everybody bet 1 unit, whether you're betting on a ping pong game, US against China, or you're betting on the Super Bowl. Stay
There's
conservative.
nothing that bothers me more than watching on TV or listening on the radio, wherever it is, to people that are in this business now. The funny thing is that the floodgates opened up and everybody was suddenly a genius.
Yeah,
The difference
totally.
is, for me, is, factually, is that, I've been doing this nationally, the betting end of it, for 35 years, on the radio and on TV and on both, forever. And then when the doors opened up for everybody to start getting into the betting
The
spectrum,
floodgates.
everybody acted like they were a genius. I have never worked with so many morons in my life that actually act like they never get a bet wrong. All they ever talk about is their wins. In fact, you know as well as I do, people that I know that always brag about their winnings and brag about the big bets that they hit. And you and I have never sat with those individuals once ever and heard them admit to losing a bet in our fucking life. And when I was on TV, I never worked with so many cunts that acted like they never lose a bet. I mean, I lose fucking bets every day, and it sucks my ass. But the reality is, you have to own it, and it's a very dangerous business. And those are the facts. Acting like it's easy and that you are a genius and that you have never gotten a bet wrong is laughable.
Right. That's absolutely, once again, we want to give them our advice and our ability to get a leg
What do
up
you think will
by
happen
being
to those
conservative, by
guys?
being smart.
What do you think
That's
will
it.
happen to? I mean, let's just look for
Well,
the
there's two different
for the
cases.
sake of it. Like, I don't really
Yeah.
give a fuck about Terry Rozier, but you
No, you
have to
don't.
admit that when you saw, what was your reaction to when you saw Chauncey Billups was
Yeah.
involved in a alleged poker sting?
Poker.
What did that do to your day? Like, I was like, first when I saw Rozier, I was like, I already knew Rozier was under the
Dirty
umbrella of
or
trouble.
theoretical.
But when
Yeah.
I saw Chauncey Billups was involved in this allegedly, I was like, wow.
Yeah, but Scott, here's it's going to go to the highest level. They announced Chauncey Billups simultaneously with another NBA hit for a very purposeful reason, right? These DAs, they love the attention. The FBI, under the new Patel Cash regime, they
He's a
love being
penis.
able to get on the camera
He's a
and talk
penis.
about it. Yeah, a large penis. But Scott, here's the critical difference. What Chauncey Billup is involved in, to make this very, very clear, has nothing to do with basketball. But by wrapping this together, I can tell you that half of the viewing public is thinking that Chauncey fix games. Now, I'm telling you,
Right.
Chauncey's wrapped up with a series of bad dudes, right? Because you and I, yeah, well, I mean, where you live, the guys that they just arrested live to the left of you and to the right of you. I mean, they all live on your block. So, I mean, we know what those guys are like, but the truth of this is it had nothing to do with basketball, Scott. It was dirty poker.
Did you see the new uh, series of documentary on the Philadelphia mob on Netflix and Joey
Nah,
Merlino and all that? So it came
nah,
out yesterday. I already watched it, and it was
yeah,
really cool. But it was like all the others, like they're all the same when it
yeah,
comes to the mob. I have to tell you that I have been, as you know, fascinated with two things in my life on television, at the
yeah,
very least. And it would appear to me that it's serial killers and the mob. Like,
yeah.
I love anything to do. I have watched every single serial killer show, and I've watched every single mafia show that has ever been on. And there is nothing quite like watching the racketeering geniuses, the RICO geniuses, and the criminal element, otherwise known as the mafia. There is nothing quite like watching mob hits and murders and setting car bombs off and blowing people up and killing people in broad daylight coming out of steakhouses. I have an affinity for that. I love it. I can never get enough.
Yeah, I am completely with you. So my list, because I got to throw sports in there. So my list would be you porn, serial killers, uh, Pornhub, sports, um,
Every time I
yeah,
go
and
on that
OnlyFans.
stupid YouPorn, I get these, graphic warnings on my phone that my phone has been completely, hacked. Completely,
Yeah.
I've got all kinds of viruses going up
Gee.
my rectum. You name it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're a
always in
rookie.
trouble every time I want to look at a little porn. I think that's
Gee.
criminal. I think I should be
Yeah.
entitled to watch a little porn. I mean,
All
holy
right, let me
shit,
ask you
at my
this.
age, I
Right.
never get any. So if I wanted to get some pussy, can I at least watch it on my phone?
Yeah. So let me give you one quick piece of advice, Scott. Do you know what private browsing is? Just tell me the truth.
Oh,
Okay, that's your fucking problem. You have to hit the button that says private browsing because when you're doing public browsing, go up to the top of your browser. We're not going to do it now, but hit file, and the second choice is private browsing. No wonder you're a loser at Pornhub. Jesus, you got no game at all. What a bitch.
I just wanted to get some tits and ass, and I didn't know I had to get so sophisticated in my browser search. I was thinking maybe I was on the wrong one. Google. Maybe I should have been on Safari.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the problem. They all have private browsing. By the way, just so you know, be very careful because now with AI, Scott, there's a few new browsers out. I'm playing with one called Dia. That's good for Apple and
Diarrhea.
Macs. But yeah, Dia. But Scott, you got to be very careful because with AI, the first thing it asks you is it says, "Hey, would you mind cutting and pasting every interaction you've had with ChatGPT?" Now, I know you've had none because you're still working on the rotary phone on your cell phone. But for people like me who are always into ChatGPT, it took my entire fucking history with ChatGPT, Scott, ingested it, and now it knows everything about me. And I let it do it. It's
I think
ridiculous.
this show's already better than the show earlier this week.
Oh yeah, well, I agree with you. I mean, it's always Thursday we get excited. I'm super excited too, by the way, because I have an idea for you, which was if you're cool with it, I would love to take a first pass at college football. And here's why, guys. Scott tells you all the time on our streaming channels, on our podcast, and frankly, if you called him at the house, and he loves getting personal calls from you guys, uh, the reality is, while we're talking about these things, while we're reviewing these things, if we tell you something on Thursday, but the game is Saturday, wait for our pick or
Yeah.
wait for the Saturday morning show. We are still working the
Right.
process,
Did
working
I not
the
put that
data.
out the other night? I was like, listen, I have the right to change my mind on
Yeah.
like if I'm on the podcast and I like it one way, and like so here's a perfect example. last night I went with the Sabres over the Red Wings. On the podcast, I said Red Wings at Buffalo. I think the Red Wings are playing great hockey. They were 5-1. I said that's the play.
Yeah.
But then I bet on the Sabres, and the bet hit, and
Right.
nothing else hit, but that bet hit. And all I
Yeah.
know is I have the right to change my mind based on odds, based on injuries, based on this or that. Things can change, certainly,
And the numbers. Look,
on a
Scott, we
show.
digest
Choose a
it.
bet.
Right. And so we make those bets when we're dropping the bets. And for all of you who are members at profitable.tv, you guys know the program anyway. It's real simple. We're dropping you out instant alerts. You get real time push alerts from Scott and I. The moment the shit drops, you are getting real time data from us so you know when to drop the bets. For the podcast, listen up. Saturday would be a better day to define what we're looking at from the
What was
podcast
real
point of view.
with so I've never really actually seen it happen until today. Today I got like 5 million alerts on my
Right.
phone of people's reactions to our whatever picks and this and that, and
Yeah, yeah.
like the community. Like I was getting so many notifications on my phone today. I've never actually seen that before. It fucking drove me nuts.
Well, I think part of it is it probably happened before, but you are a master at ignoring things that you don't care about. So that's number one. But number two is, as you know, our platform has grown, Scott, and grown and grown and grown, and the activity that's going on now is why. So everybody who's listening to this, Scott didn't mean what he just said. He loves hearing from you. He thinks you guys are
No,
great.
my point is, I love the community. I just don't like, all right, so like I had the phone.
They're called
No,
alerts,
wait.
push alerts.
No, so I had the phone on. And you know why? Usually I have the phone off. I don't
Yeah,
want to hear the fucking thing beeping every 10 seconds.
I
I've
got it.
been expecting a couple of important calls. So I had the phone
Yeah,
on, and I got so
yeah,
many fucking alerts from, I
yeah.
mean, it was like every fucking second of the day I was getting these
Because we're on
alerts
fire.
and
We're on
notifications.
fire.
Well, fuck
Yeah.
off.
No, that's them but being involved in the platform. We'll turn off your alerts, Mister Grumpy
That's right.
Pants.
I don't
Jesus.
care about it. Listen, is there any, and don't even fucking tell me. I go on there way more than you and talk to these fucking people on the community. I'm in there way more than you. You're a fucking pussy. I'm in there all the time giving them fucking reactions and fucking answering their questions. Where the fuck are you? You're off with them 50 fucking grandkids. Suck my fucking balls.
First off, first off, I am not right. I'm putting this out clear as day. I am not going to suck your balls. That's number one. That is first and foremost. No ball sucking. I'm
What are
not
we
coming over to your
doing
house.
here?
We're not meeting at Lifetime. We're not going to the sauna. I'm not sucking your balls. That's number
I don't
one.
like you. What are we doing
Yeah.
here? Aren't there a ton
I
of
don't.
games? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, there is no, but I just do. Do you really want to talk about it? Because I don't know. I'm feeling pretty cool. I'm feeling groovy. All right, look, Scott. I'm going to throw some games out to
All
you.
right.
This is Saturday football, and by the way, we have a little bit of action tonight. But you, of course, might have to hold back. South Alabama against Georgia State. Action City. That's
Oh,
two terrible teams,
you
Scott.
mean that? Oh, so that game tonight. Those are
Yeah,
the two worst teams,
in history.
literally in history. I
Yeah,
refuse to be involved in that. They're both. I mean, they're literally 2-12 between the two of them. They're both
they
one
are.
and six. They're both
They are.
awful. I want nothing to do with that game
Agreed.
at all.
Agreed.
Zero. I mean, there's better games Friday night. There's a
Friday.
couple of
Friday
games. The
night.
Cal Virginia Tech game and the Boise Nevada game are way better. And in fact, North Texas is playing Charlotte, and I think they're going to smoke their ass.
Yeah, 26 odd points spread though, buddy. That's a lot of fucking points out there.
Not when they
Yeah, I
blow
mean, I
as
think
bad
they're.
as they do. I think.
Yeah, no,
I think
listen,
they're going to get
Charlotte's terrible. Yeah, no, Charlotte's terrible. I think it's too scary for me. I mean, is that game going over 60 and a half, 60? I don't know, Scott. I mean, my AI thinks it's going over, but that's a ton of points too.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think Charlotte's going to score.
No, no. That's why the under might be a good bet on that one. California, Virginia Tech. California's 5-2. VT is 2-5. It's a 5.5 point spread.
I think Tech will beat them in Blacksburg. I really do. Even though they haven't been good, I think that That is a den of iniquity. The Metallica Enter Sandman, the crowd, the drunkenness in Blacksburg. I think Cal's going in there to lose.
Interesting. Would you even look at the would you look at the money line on that? Probably get a good value on that money line if you really
Well,
think
I
they're
mean,
gonna.
I can see it right now already. You can get
Is
Bontac, like they're minus 215 basically to win the game. I
all right.
do think they'll win the game.
Yeah, got it. All right. So forget about that. Boise Tech, I'm with you. I'm with you. California probably is going to get beat. Boise State, though, Scott, 5-2 against a terrible Nevada team.
Yeah, I mean, look, I bet against Boise State with UNLV and got absolutely roasted. Boise State put whatever 60 some on UNLV, and UNLV was undefeated, and they got worked like a hooker. All I
Yeah.
know is Boise State's going to kick Nevada's ass.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm with you. Let's go into Saturday. I'm going to cherry pick, Scott, because you know Saturday morning you and I will really dive into this. So I'm going to cherry pick some good games. I'll tell you what times the games are. First off, your dear beloved at 12 o'clock, Scott. Indiana, 7-0. UCLA, 3-4. Scotty, a 25.5 point
Yeah,
spread.
look, I told you Michigan State would cover against Indiana, and they did. I think UCLA will cover against Indiana. UCLA is playing fantastic right now. Every single week, their entire outfit has changed dramatically. They were 0-4. They've won three since in a row. Their offense, their ground game is 250 plus per game. They're everything about them's better. They're passing, they're rushing, their defense, their coaching. I think Neuheisel's done a great job calling the plays. UCLA shows up in Bloomington and gives the Hoosiers problems.
Yeah, I'm with you. Northwestern and Nebraska are both 5-2. I'm going to sneak you in a little early best bet for me. Guys, wait till Saturday. This game's going over, Scott, and it's going to go over by a bunch.
I like that bet, and I think Nebraska will beat Northwestern's ass in Lincoln. I don't think the Wildcats will be able to handle Memorial Stadium and 80,000 fucking fans in red, drunk. This is Huskers all day for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Interesting game. Syracuse 3-4. Georgia Tech undefeated. It's a 17.5 point spread.
I'm amazed. I think it should be 25 or more. I think Georgia Tech will beat the shit out of Syracuse.
Yeah, I can't believe the spread is only. I mean, honestly, I think they're going to clear that in the first half. Virginia is 6-1. North Carolina is 2-4. They need May back. 10.5 point spread. That's also at 12 o'clock, Scott.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I still got to go Virginia here. I don't care where the game is, in Chapel Hill or in hell.
Fair enough. Hey, we got a battle of 6-1 teams. 12 o'clock. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. 5.5 point spread.
I think Ole Miss can win in Norman. I think it's not going to be easy, but I think they're better than Oklahoma.
I think it's a field goal. I agree with you. I think it's a field
Over.
goal.
Give me the over.
Yeah, I like the over too there, by the way. I like the over a lot. Auburn at 3-4, Arkansas at 2-5.
Auburn and Arkansas.
Two
Where is that? Oh,
underperforming teams.
12:45.
Yeah, 12:45, Scott.
Yeah, look,
Crappy teams.
I hit with Arkansas last week with that number, without a doubt, at home in Fayetteville. I think they're hard to beat there. I do think, I got to be honest, I think Auburn's a better football team than Arkansas. I'll take the 2.5 and go rogue and take them in Fayetteville.
All right. I buy it. All right, let me swing by. Let me get to some bigger games here. Minnesota against Iowa. Both teams are 5-2, Scotty. We've got an 8.5 point spread. And what do you like on that one?
What time is that game? Oh, I see.
That game is 3:30. While you're looking, I like Iowa in that. By the way, I like Iowa in that one. I know Minnesota's been playing better, but I like Iowa in that one.
I think Iowa wins the game, but I think the number's too big. I think 8.5 is too much wood.
Got it. All right. Illinois and Washington are both 5-2, Scotty. It's a 4.5 point spread. Illinois is getting 4.5. 4.5.
Yeah, I like Washington at Husky Stadium.
Yeah, it's gonna. I got that as a close game
That's
right
a
there.
long road trip. Teams go out there to die.
Yeah, I agree. Two decent teams. First off, a team very near and dear to you, San Diego State at 5-1, Fresno State at 5-2. We've got Fresno State getting 3 points, getting that field
Yeah,
goal.
I like Fresno at home. I love San Diego State. I'm wearing their Aztecs right here. But Fresno's tough. They're at home. They're getting three. I think everyone's going to lean San Diego State, and I bet they get burned.
Yeah, I'm leaning with everybody else. Toledo is, you know what? Toledo,
No, I
Washington
don't
State.
care about them.
Nobody gives a fuck about that. Alabama 6-1, South Carolina 3-4. It's a 3:30 game, Scott. It's an 11.5 point spread.
I know that everyone's on South Carolina. I think they suck cock. I'm going Alabama. I think they'll go into Williams-Brice and beat their ass.
Yeah, I'm with. They suck Gamecock. Missouri Vanderbilt is a 3 point spread. A tight game, man. It's a good game. I'm looking forward to this game. It's 6-1, 6-1, 3 point spread with Missouri getting three.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are taking Missouri. I'm taking Vandy at home. All they do is win. They won again last week. They're 6-1. Pavi is a great quarterback. I'll lay 2.5 with the Commodes.
I'm with you. Cincinnati 6-1, Baylor. That game is at 4 o'clock, Scott. It's
Forget
three
about
and a
it.
half point spread.
Cincinnati's going to beat their ass in the Queen City.
I'm with you. I agree completely on that one. Stanford is 3-4. Miami is 5-1, and Miami's angry.
Yeah, Miami
Three,
at Hardcock. And listen, I got to be honest with you. 30 and a
a
hook's
lot
too
of
many
points.
points for me. I really
It's a
think.
lot.
Look, I had Stanford an 18 and a half, and we needed that to break even last Saturday night
Yeah.
against Florida State. They beat them
Yep.
outright, 20 to
Yep.
13. You're giving me
Yeah.
30 and a hook,
30 and
and
a
I
half.
just
Yeah.
watched Miami shit the bed,
Badly.
shit the bed in a big game against Louisville. Now, I'll give you this. Stanford is no Louisville, but 30 and a hook. I think that
Giant.
Miami's season went down the drain with the loss to Louisville. I think they took a massive hit with their confidence, and I thought their defense was terrible, atrocious. After we
Yeah.
had, given them this NFL type defense status, they're no
They were terrible.
NFL defense at all. They got
No.
run through like butter, and I'll take
Yeah.
30 and a hook.
Yeah, I'm with you. Here's another 30+ point spread, Scott. Oregon against Whiskey. It's a 32 point
I
spread.
think Oregon will beat Whiskey by 50.
Yeah. Well, Louisville, Boston College. Here we go again. 25 odd points.
They're going to beat them by 40.
I'm with you. Hey, listen, Michigan and Michigan State are playing.
I got to
We've
tell
got
you, I'm going to take the two tutties and a hook with the Sparty in East Lansing. I think Michigan's running game I like and nothing else.
Yeah, I'm
look,
with you.
you know what was weird last week? Because, I was going the other way in that
Right.
game with Michigan at home. You and I remember Washington. You convinced me, bottom line, that Washington was going to win that game. And I went with it. But when we did the pod, the F&P pod on Saturday, I was on Michigan in the big house. This game's in East Lansing. I'll take the 2 touchdowns and a hook in a rivalry game. It's always a good game when they hook up. They hate each other's guts. I'll take 2 touchdowns and a hook with Sparty.
Yeah, so I'm going to stay clear of that, but I do like the over. I've got that game averaging about 52 and a half points. All right, we're getting near the end, and we're getting near at the end of this broadcast. Scott, we have this is just an interesting one. For the first time in a long time, North Dakota State is visiting South Dakota State. I'm only bringing it up, Scott, at 8 p.m. because they're both undefeated at 7-0.
Give me the
Interesting
over.
game. There you go. Take the over. I'm with you. I like the over in that one, Scott. I like the over a lot. Houston, last game I'll run by. Well, I got 2 more. Houston, Arizona State, 6-1 versus Arizona State at 5-2. It is a 7.5 point spread.
I got to tell you, they never lose, do they? This Arizona State team, but I think it's too much wood. I like Houston and 7 and a hook, and I think that game is going to be a 3-point game, and I wouldn't be surprised it's an overtime game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. Colorado, Utah. Utah is 5-2. Colorado is 3-4 and limping home. 13-point spread.
I kind of like Utah at Rice Eccles to win that game by 2 touchdowns.
Me too. I'm with you on that, partner. Hey, look, that's what we're going to do right now. That's the games we've got, guys. That's what we're thinking about. Tune in on Saturday. We'll get that show out to you early, so we'll be ready for you before all the 12 o'clock kickoffs Eastern time. And besides that, all I can say is I just keep rooting for the Gambinos and you know, everybody who's all your neighbors, Scott. I am so happy for them. I'm rooting for them to come clean because I know all the pro athletes are going to go away for a long spell. But once the lawyers come out for the Gambinos, for the Lucchese's, they're all going to get off. They're going to get off.
So I used to live in South Philly, right? And I used to do the Eagles pregame on YSP. And I would do every game at home for the Eagles on the radio, pre and post. And so anyway, I lived in Delaware County in
Yeah.
South Philly. And all I know is and I when I watched the documentary, I said this to 34C. I said every guy I knew, every single person that I knew looked the exact same as the guys in the documentary, down to the hair. They had the puffy hair,
Yeah.
the dry puffy hair. They, blew dry their hair back, and they had that puffy, blown
Yep.
dry, combed hair. They all
Yeah.
had leather jackets. They all chain smoked cigarettes, and they were all tough guys. Every guy that I knew in Philly basically was a wannabe mobster. And
Yeah.
it's no different today at all. If you look at these people, what do you mean, you people? All these people in the mafia, are they not the spitting image of one another? I mean, honestly, what they wear, how they look, how they smell,
Yeah.
that they smoke, that they hang
Oh,
out. Is there anything
the
funnier than a
aftershave. It's
guy
oh
trying to sell you that the
yeah.
gentleman's club is just a place to have a soda and play some dominoes and play some
Yeah.
cards and tell some
Yeah.
jokes about each other? Is there anything
Yeah.
funnier that they think that that's all that's going on at the Fish and Game Club?
Yeah, well, it turns out that they have their fingers deep into some famous people. Hey, Chauncey, wish you luck. You know,
Your career's
innocent until
over.
proven
By
guilty.
the way, Chauncey, your career is over.
Yeah, it's not looking good, bud. All right, Scotty, I got to run. Love you. I'll see you Saturday.
Ciao.